Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video of the F1 MyTeam career mode. Today we're doing episode number 3 of our first season in Formula 1, and we of course be doing the Vietnamese Grand Prix. First of all, we're looking at some activities as we didn't get them done. Sort of going for ones that really give us a little bit of cash as well. I went for the simulator training, the durability equipment upgrade, and then for the sponsor advertisement vehicle, even though we got all our sponsors as well. We will have a new sponsor, by the way, for the next race. So the Dutch Grand Prix will have a new sponsor because we have earned ourselves. By the time we get to the end of this level, we will have been approached by a new sponsor, which will start of the end of the episode, I'll reveal who they are in an email that they sent. But yes, looking at some R&D, not a lot, because of course these races are going very quickly. We haven't had enough time to get all our R&D upgrades come in yet, so they haven't come in either. Yes, but just before we go to the Vietnamese Grand Prix, as one part failed on the tyre wear, so we'll redo that one. If you haven't yet subscribed, then please do. We're currently aiming for 250 subscribers now for the end of the year, so yes, it massively helps me out in sustaining the channel in the future. But also, before we go in there, we're also going to, as we're looking at some departments, and the analysis suite is available for $1 million, so that's going to help Callum as well. He's done okay in qualifying. That first session in Bahrain, he was absolutely brilliant in qualifying, but then sort of hasn't really done enough since. But yes, hopefully we can get there. There is a little bit of an issue that I did have with the decals. For some reason it wasn't rendering properly. I had to go and redo that, so that's fine. And also what I didn't notice until later on, until it was a little bit too late, is the fact that our team livery is also somehow out of whack, and I don't get how that's happened as well. But again, I've got this. It's what we've had 1.08 come out as well since then, so we'll see if we can reinstall it. But anyway, enough about that. We've made it out of Q1, not convincing lap of 37.4. I'm not convinced with the setup that I've got for Vietnam. 6.8 wings is very high. It's definitely for the last sector to maximise our performance there, but we haven't really doing that. I've only got 6.8 wings because otherwise I haven't really learnt how much I can chuck it around in the last sector yet on this game, or even on this track. So that's why that's why the wings are really so high. But of course it causes us to do that. This is our lap on our second run. You can see here we're only marginally better into Q2. We're obviously not going to be getting into Q3, obviously. The car isn't that great yet. In actual fact, we haven't even had one R&D upgrade that we put on ourselves come in yet. But this is the issue. We're down this long straight, and it just goes on forever. I mean, the DRS is halfway down it. That's how long it is. And to be honest, having such high aero means that we're just going to be sitting duck come to the race. But our speed there scrubs off. We lost a little bit of time compared to our previous lap. We were 2.5 tenths up. That's now 1.5 tenths up. We do make some time into that corner. We've lost it almost instantly. Thank you very much. We're actually losing even more time through this third sector. So we're only just 0.5 tenth up now, which is sort of growing as we come into this end of the swooping section that is the third sector, and out of this final corner. That's a better corner that gives us another tenth, almost 1.5 tenths up, and it's going to be just enough for 16th place. But it shows progress. We've managed to make it out to Q2, and yes, the setup isn't there, but I know it is for Zandvoort, which is the next race, so Zandvoort, I think, I don't want to push it now. Could we go for Q3? I don't know. Time for the race.
The Formula One circus has arrived in Southeast Asia once more as we usher in a new era and get ready to go racing here in Vietnam. A lap of Hanoi circuit then, 3.4 miles around the Vietnamese capital. A number of the 23 corners take their inspiration from other great circuits, hopefully creating plenty of passing opportunities. Anthony Davidson is alongside me as usual for the race today. Why don't we start by talking about Valtteri Bottas? That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Verstappen, Charles Leclerc and Albon, Sainz, Ricciardo, Norris and Esteban Ocon, Giovinazzi, Raikkonen, Lance Stroll and Gasly, the owner driver, Kvyat, Kevin Magnussen and Roman Grosjean. Ireland, Russell, Latifi and Sergio Perez completes our grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Now, the strategy, I was a lot of umming and ahhing. To be honest, I don't know why Jeff thinks we can get points. I mean, he hasn't seen the setup. But it looks like I was umming and ahhing into doing a 2-stop and doing a 1-stop, and also been doing a 2-stop. Maybe doing medium stuff soft, or maybe doing a 1-stop between medium and hards, or maybe a 1-stop between medium and softs. So it's definitely not really got the strategy nailed down here. Obviously I've only been here before on 25% races, but this is what I decided to go with in the end. I even went for with an idea of going hards then softs, which would have been an okay strategy, but the problem is that time is so slow anyway. I'm not expecting a lot anyway from the race because the setup isn't there for me yet. I haven't yet discovered the ideal Vietnam setup yet. But so what I eventually decided to do after about half an hour of umming and ahhing and deciding, flipping a coin on which strategy to go with, we're going to go for a 1-stop from soft to medium. Worked in Australia. Australia is only a couple of laps more than this, so I think we can make it work here. Obviously from 15th in the grid because somebody's got a penalty. It's rather lights right there. This is a great start. Up into T12, can we get around the outside? There's McLaren's put squeeze on. We're going to have to watch ourselves here. Renault's taking the curve there with Ricciardo. And we're going to go through into P8. That's a great start. 7 places on the start. And Sebastian Vettel, he was the unlike in Bahrain where Bottas joined him, he was the only man to be qualified in Q2 on the medium tyre. So yes, but we jumped to lap 3 already. With Vettel initially was in range of us, although the mediums aren't really there compared to the softs. But then just look at this, Ricciardo's already gone past down the straight, and this is just going to set the trait for this episode. Everybody going past and getting DRS on this long straight, and we're going to have to dive bomb them into the hairpin, as Vettel has lost out to Ocon as well. But he's going to disappear up the road, isn't he? Vettel, I mean, he's in the Ferrari. We're going to be focusing for the rest of this race on who's behind us, as Ricciardo's gone past. Can we dive bomb him? We have a look down the other side. deep there. We're going to have to go on circuit that deep, and Ricciardo's going to get us back on the exit, and that's going to allow Sainz to have a go at us. So Ricciardo's gone past as we follow into overdrive mode in the middle sector, as he goes very slowly into this hit, and we hit him at the rear, lucky to get away with no damage. Tyre wear is already up at 20%, so to get to lap 12 might be pushing it. Ricciardo's come in the pits very early on lap 4. Don't know if that's a front wing change or not, but we'll see later. But now we've got our next person to catch up onto us in the forms of both the McLarens of Norris and Sainz. We're going to sort of play ping pong between the two of them, and Norris there gets past us and Giovinazzi, so down to P10. I mean, we had such a good start. Norris locks up, that forces out really Giovinazzi from going back into back, and we do retain ahead of the Italian, but as Sainz has now lost out. We've got DRS, but I mean, the fact of the matter is Codemaster still haven't fixed the rocket ship that is Alfa Romeo in a straight line. A little bit of contact there. Didn't mean to squeeze Giovinazzi quite as much as we did, but going through the end of the roundabout onto lap number 7, it's going to be the deja vu. We will have DRS again on Norris, so he's not getting too much away, but Giovinazzi there very forceful, trying to get up the inside. We're going to have to get back in front of him. We've got Stroll. We're going to have to cross the Stroll back down the inside of Giovinazzi and force him out, and hopefully him and Stroll can start fighting, and they do indeed onto lap 8, so that gives us a little bit of breathing room. But to make things even worse, we now have front wing damage as well, just to make things. Norris is starting to get his way, so we've lost the DRS, and I'm sure that Stroll is now he's got past Giovinazzi, he's going to be right up on our tail as well.
Gap ahead is 2.0 seconds.
I'm going to jump to lap 9 now, and Giovinazzi is holding everybody up a treat behind us, but Stroll now is going through, and look at the speed from that Mercedes compared to mine. That's pretty much position lock. We can't fight. Well, what is effectively last year's Mercedes. So we jump to lap 12 there. Not a lot of people could get past Giovinazzi. I know he probably had front wing damage, but he sort of slowed up, and eventually Raikkonen as well couldn't really make any inroads. So we're moving to lap 12. Now we're going to see what we can do. Hopefully we can get one of those magical MyTeam pit stops with 1.9 second. 2.2, not bad. Well, it's definitely improvement. Gasly though has come out ahead of us on his hards, so he's going to the end of the Grand Prix on his hards. Again, I don't know if this strategy is going to work. We definitely do not have any pace, so we're definitely struggling compared to the likes of the AlphaTauri, but we are going to have a look at an overtake round the outside into the roundabout. Thank you very much. I do have to take a little bit of a compromise line, but that's going to keep it up. Jumping to lap 10, the McLarens and Renaults have come to make their second stop, so we made the one stop, but Norris has just gone breezing past. They're absolutely a sitting duck we are now compared to the thing. We're going to have to try and fight for this 10th place, and we're going to have to. It's time to employ the dirty driving tactics, leaving absolute drivers absolutely no room whatsoever, and making sure that we force them out wide so they have a horrible line going through into that turn, and then of course put them under pressure and ensure that Ricciardo locks up, and that of course pushes him into Perez, who now has almost go side by side. And then of course we have the 3 wide moment between Ricciardo, and he's lost another bit of his front wing, Ricciardo, again, which leaves Perez and Sainz to have a go at us now. And to be honest, there's a bit of a train cut falling here. We've got them both sides. We have to switch aggressively to the inside line there, which is going to compromise Perez or Sainz into that corner, which I think Sainz yields behind Perez. But again, they're going to come like sharks. We're going to go to the outside here on this attempt, which will of course allow us to help us with our front wing, which we haven't replaced. But yeah, as we move to lap 24, the fighting gets intense. Ricciardo hasn't come in, and Carlos Sainz, well, he got pushed out there. Ricciardo finally comes in for another stop, which leaves Gasly and Kvyat. So Norris, and just to show you how poor we've been, Stroll and Norris are some 25. Well, Norris is 14 seconds, but it went so crucially in the end on lap 25. We were so close to getting a point out of this, and it's all gone down the drain because Gasly has come back on his hards and he has got the points. So there's no point carrying on. We've got points already, so it's not like it's going to help us finishing 11th or 12th or whatever. We might as well pull it in and save the parts for future videos, future races, and not bother.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Disappointing as our team, despite the fact we've retired, is going to fix our wing, our car anyway, service our car anyway. So disappointing race. Actual fact is Kvyat, not Gasly, interesting there, who got the position. Yeah, Ricciardo as well suffered in that race, really. Obviously we got the dirty driving tactics out. We went 3 wide, which obviously cost him his front wing, really. But we're down to P9 in the drivers. In the constructors, we retain P7. We only need P8 for our bonus.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it.
Except it wasn't a good day, was it,
Why do
Claire?
you think you weren't as quick as your teammate today?
I retired, Claire. Did you not see? We retired today to save the parts.
It was more like dodgems than Formula 1 today, wasn't it?
I think that answer will get... If we
Great.
actually
Well,
did
that's
that
amazing.
answer in real life, I think everybody would be fuming. Look, we fought today hard. As it starts. Absolutely chucking it down outside. But yes, we've got a lot to do in the next episode, before the Dutch Grand Prix. We've got an invitational event and a press interview as well. We're going to be looking to... We might be able to upgrade a few facilities, although they are going to get more expensive now. So we've upgraded the cheaper ones. We don't really want to spend all our money on upgrading durability facilities. We've got some activities to assign as well. And of course we haven't got many R&D points as well. Only 635, which is a bit low. So yes, if you have enjoyed this video, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel and you see more episodes of the MyTeam career mode as and when it comes out. Till the next video, I say take care, thank you so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.